Hi, this is TGM 530 Summer 2018 session. This is Group 6, and it's comprised of Logan, Christopher, Roberto, Kyle, and David. And we're here. We were tasked with analyzing an international strategy for superstores, future expansion into a foreign market. Looking at our vision search, the purpose of this project was to analyze and prepare an international strategy for Superstore. Our group is going to be using historical data provided in Tableau, as well as looking at a strategy process and action plan for Superstore's international expansion. Two of our biggest focuses are going to be on Isolabs Flow and Isolabs Connect. The burning platform is Superstore is ready to utilize and implement a big data solution. And to do this, we're suggesting that they use the Iolabs platforms. Iolab Connect is the ability to collect consumer information and statistical data. This analytic platform can be used to track consumer demographics unique to the individual that signs into their Wi-Fi. And this collects their email, phone number, name, whatever information that they freely give when they connect to their Wi-Fi. The other good thing about the Iolabs Connect is its AI and deep learning engine. And this allows us to target campaigns specifically for these consumers. It tracks their tendencies, their likes, dislikes, and allows reporting on ROI per consumer during these campaigns. The Iolabs Flow gives Superstore the access to side-by-side comparisons by location. This tracks things such as foot traffic in each location, specific to departments, frequency of visits, the most visited location. So this allows Superstore to place specific items in high traffic areas, trying to push sales and visibility, access, and to increase the overall ROI. Which consumers are we most interested in? Going back and looking at the historical data for the past 4 years provided in Tableau, we're looking to increase our profit margin by looking into the technologies and discontinuing the furniture market in this expansion. Superstore can successfully expand into the international markets by focusing on the corporate and consumer in these technology fields by generating more than 2/3 of Superstore's sales over the last 4 years. The elements that matter most is our shipping. We want to place our facilities close enough that shipping is not an issue. We want to get there in a timely manner with the least amount of cost. And furniture is something that we feel should not be focused on as much as technology. And it creates the greatest risk reward. The country that we feel after doing our analysis, Superstore should invest in and move into is the Brazil market in Latin America. These countries show a large consumer and corporate growth potential and provides a manageable shipping logistics and manufacturing opportunities.
What types of data matter most? Thank you, David. The data that we're going to focus on most is the technology sales, the demographic data from Iolabs Connect, and the real-time traffic patterns and location analysis, the Iolabs Flow, and the retailer shipping data. Our hypothesis is based on our strategic analysis of Superstore's data in Tableau. We concluded that an increased focus on Superstore's technology segment and successfully implementing Iolabs data technology in its stores, Superstore will see tremendous growth and increased sales in the new Brazil location. Below are 5 questions about our data. For example, the first one is about how we can market our technology products effectively to the corporate and consumer market. Next is whether we should eliminate the furniture segment completely. Third is what type of demographic data is most important to us. Fourth is how we can use the shipping data to increase the speed and effectiveness of its shipping. And last is how we can analyze analyzing the real traffic patterns to improve our store sales. Based on these hypotheses, so we can see here on Tableau on the right, we expect technology sales in the consumer and corporate segment to be the strongest store category in Brazil. To the right, you can see a comparison of the furniture and office supplies and technology, and see how greater the sales the technology has over the office supplies and furniture. What will matter most to have once the Iolab solution is implemented Real-time traffic patterns and location analysis data from iLabs Flow Superstore help us get able to learn more about our target audience through the new demographic data gathered by the iLabs Connect, and optimize our store layouts through the real-time traffic patterns and location analysis data from iLabs Flow in our Superstore.
Continuing on what David and Logan are saying, as consultants of Superstore, what our objective is to provide you the objective raw data compared to rather than intuition, gut reaction on how to proceed. And with what David and Logan are saying, they're absolutely right. Furniture is severely lacking and technology is soaring for Superstore. If we look at the profit ratio and the margins here, the percent of total profit along the table is 88% for technology compared to only 11% for furniture. This leads to the sum of the profit being $145,455 for technology, while for furniture, the sum of the profit is only $18,451, leading to an astounding $127,004 difference. Even when Superstore has been applying discounts, the results haven't been affected too much. The average discount for furniture is around 17%, while for technology, it's only 13%. So even with the discounts, it's not providing much success. Moving on to the segment by the consumer where we can see the profit and sale. This is still relatively the same. Furniture is severely lacking while technology is soaring. For instance, the segment for the consumer is $6,991 for the sum profit for furniture, while for technology, the sum profit is $70,798. The same trend follows for corporate and for home office. For corporate, it's $7,585 for furniture, while for technology, it's $44,167. Followed up by the home office, which has a sum profit of $3,875 for furniture, followed by a $30,490 sum profit for technology. And then moving on to the last slide, going off what David and Logan were saying, we really concentrated on the shipping, and we wanted to ensure that Superstore is able to deliver their products to their customers. So as we can see for the sum profit by the order date, it did increase for furniture. In 2017, it was showing the sum profit for the order date, $6,960, compared to in 2016, it was $3,015. However, the projected rate is going to decrease. In 2018, it's projected to have a sum profit by order date of $6,687, followed by a projected profit of $5,458 for 2019. This isn't the case for technology. From technology in 2016 until 2019, it's been soaring every year. So in 2016, it was around 33,504, and then it reached all the way up in 2019 to 40,546. So that's continuing to make huge gains, and that really just highlights what's going well with Superstore and what's going poorly.
Based on the information that we gathered from Tableau and that Kyle just described, three of the metrics that we see that are critical and are going to be impacted by the improvements that we propose are sales, customer volume increase, and shipping costs. The sales, by targeting the customers with the product category of technology that we want to improve and expand, because we saw that that category was a good performer. We're gonna want to target the customers with promotions based on their preference, and that would make the sales increase. Also, customer volume would increase. One of our suggestions is to rearrange the way that the stores look. And that way we can place items that are better sellers in places where there's more traffic than where there's not more traffic. And our shipping costs, since the beginning, one of our strategies was going to eliminate or reduce the amount of furniture that the stores would carry, And by that, you know, that it will just decrease the amount of volume of furniture that we will have to ship in Brazil and other countries. In the US, normally there's bigger box stores with large spaces, with large quantities of furniture. This graphic is supposed to represent a heat map where the bigger squares, the blue squares, are the furniture, and the green squares are technology, representing that there's more traffic and there's more sales around the technology. Our suggestion is to, excuse me, is to reduce the space or the size of the these stores so that it's more friendlier for the Brazilian market. Excuse me. That way, in placing the technology items around other Brazilian products will increase both of their sales. And what information we need and when we need it, we need to know the demand of the technology for the corporate and consumer market and demographics of these two groups in Brazil. This information is needed prior to establishing a presence in the country, and it is needed by the team heading the opening of the superstore location in the country. And the experiments that we can do and what benefits we'll have from it. Based on the foot traffic from the ACE Lab flow tool, the superstore can identify where the best locations and placement of the items will be, so that they can sell better alongside the technology product that we see already that they're best sellers. And in explaining where the new analytical enhancement for new data would be utilized, once we get to know the consumer, we can understand their preference, and we can later tailor the marketing with email campaigns to attract more customers. And what are the recommended data mining approaches to implement this? For first-time consumers, we would suggest they can log into the superstores, and once they log in, they can start building their profile, and maybe later on include their social media accounts so that their profile is better and the superstore can better understand them.
So to wrap this all up, it's critical that the company is aligned in every way for the rollout of the new technology and the new markets. So the participants in this process start with the superstore corporate coordinators. They communicate with the franchise owners, the employees, make sure they're training, monitoring the store quality. The franchise owners and employees, they're the ones that have direct contact with the customers. So they have to understand the product, they have to know how it works, they have to make sure that it's a smooth transition in the store. The analytics team, they receive the data from the IL Lab, monitor what's going on, where the customers are going in the stores. And then the legal team, because data is so important today, they make sure that there's a privacy policy in place. They have strong support so that the people can feel safe with their information. So for this to be successful, IT needs to give proper training. They need to communicate well with analytics to make sure there's a smooth transition so that the people are trained. They have the resources they need to make sure that this is smooth. So rolling it out, instead of just full launching it into the entire company, will take a few months to implement it into just a small market so that we can monitor it, track it, and get some data before we roll out. We want to focus on corporate and consumer market segments because they made up 2/3 of the Supercell stores. Superstore sales. And so after a few months of tracking this and having some data, we then can look at how to roll this out best into each store as we move forward. And then looking at it from a global perspective, it's important to have privacy, security, and regulation amongst all of these. So having a transparent privacy policy, making sure IT is on top of the legal, making sure everything's regulated 24/7, so there's not hackers or third-party competitors coming in trying to take the information. With these things, focusing on that, we can make sure that this new launch of a technological product into the market and into our stores can be a successful experience. Thank you.